Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful night out there tonight. My name's Kyron. This is House of Hades Gaming, and welcome. All right, so I've been thinking a lot, and I've been watching a lot of reactions to the Amazing Digital Circus, especially episode 8. We aren't going to pronounce the name because it's not a name, it is literally just um, keyboard vomit. I am going to end up playing something. I'm not sure exactly what, but it'll be something. Um, so, God, I want Super Meat Boy 3D. I still need to beat the regular one though, so we are not going to do that to ourselves. So I've been seeing a lot of people watch through the series, and while they do point out some neat things here and there, especially reference material, um, I feel like there is a lot that people are trying to complicate. And I think that there's also other things that people are ignoring. And I fully feel like both of those approaches are really, really bad for speculation for the ninth and final episode, which is coming to us June 19th. So, um, let's start with talking about some bad takes. Okay. So, if you've watched The Amazing Digital Circus, um, here, we're gonna do that. If you have watched The Amazing Digital Circus, let me figure out which way I'm scooting here. Um, there are lots and lots of references throughout the course, and in fact, one of the biggest ones pointed out is the reference to "I have no mouth, but I must scream." Um, it's a small reference. It's so very small, but there are other small pop culture references in there too. Like in episode 8 with Gummy Goo, there's a reference to Resident Evil, like the first Resident Evil, uh, specifically. I wish I had a way to do a side by side comparison, but I do not know how to uh, really do that. Maybe if I had like an on-hand editor that could like splice shit together on the fly, so I could show one thing then the other, or maybe have it set up and ready to fly. But I really wasn't prepared to completely talk about this, but I am. I am prepared because I have literally pined over that show. And that's how good it is I pine over that show. It's so good. Uh I am, how one would say, mildly obsessed with the Amazing Digital Circus. If you haven't watched The Amazing Digital Circus, though, I highly suggest you do so. And if you don't want spoilers or can't handle spoilers for something that you might watch in the future, then I do not highly recommend listening. So, one of the biggest hot takes that I've seen a lot of people doing is that Bubble is the bad guy. Bubble isn't sentient. Bubble is a byproduct of Cain. He's literally nothing more than the manifestation of like inner dialogue. Even up to and including uh Kane's meltdown, initial big meltdown in episode 8. That was his inner dialogue. That was his own self-doubt. That was if an AI could have self-doubt. That dialogue was an ADHD conversation before a conversation. Justa, hello, how are you? So, so Bubble is only as unhinged as Kane is. I'm talking to anybody who comes in. I'm speaking outwardly. If I was talking to myself, I would be answering my own questions. Mm-hmm. What should I ask you? That is also considered a question. What do you think I should ask you? Like, who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you harassing? Uh, because that first little segment up at the top asking me if I'm talking to myself seems a little confrontational, but I can handle that. Shouldn't you be the one asking me something so that way I'm talking to you? That's a question. My favorite episode? It's 8. 8 is easily hands down my favorite episode. Which, no, you don't pronounce the name of it because it is literally just keyboard frustration. That has always been the signal for keyboard frustration, and it's what you type out when you're just trying to state that you're frustrated. I feel like we saw a lot more humanity between the characters in episode 8. To be perfectly fair though, it's really, really hard to state a true great episode because I feel like they are all amazing. I don't feel like there was any part of uh, the Amazing Digital Circus that didn't just hold on to me. They all offered something. They all offered like forward thinking for, continued story. Um, it either offered us something new to look at for one of the characters or just as like the world around them. So while my favorite episode is 8, I I can easily say that this will be a series that I will watch over and over again. Hey, String, what's up? 20 months in a row. Appreciate the sub. Thank you so, so much. So, what? Verm just crashed. Oh, was he streaming? Or did he go to bed crash? Or did his computer crash? Was headed here momentarily anyway. Ah, gotcha. System crash. Now, just out of curiosity, do you think, Justa, do you consider Kane a villain? I think, just my opinion, Pomni's growth as a character would not be nearly as impactful if Gummy Goo. I don't know. I agree with you about Gummy Goo for sure, for sure. Um, that kind of forced her hand into having to show that kind of vulnerability to uh, the other people. But I also don't consider Kane. I think Kane is an antagonist, but I don't think he's a villain. I think that uh, he is an issue, but not necessarily villainesque. Did he crash out real hard in episode 8? Yes, absolutely. Yes. But that's almost like the same thing that happens when a program can't resolve like looping issues or any issue for that matter. It can cause lots of things because we can't view Kane as a person. We got to view it as a computer program, an AI. But I do have some predictions for the final episode, and I feel like a lot of people aren't prepared. Yes, ADC chat. Yeah, my theory is something that I don't think a lot of people would be prepared for if it's true. And I'm only basing it off something Kinger said. YouTube stream. Okay, that came out wrong. What I meant is that he's like, if you had to choose one, Kane is the villain, but I don't think he's like evil. Okay. Okay, I get that. That seems very fair. I was also talking about how for some reason people are thinking that Bubble is the real villain, but Bubble isn't sentient. Bubble isn't an AI. Bubble is just an extension of Kane. Soma hypothesis. Sorry, I'm a little lost on that one. I haven't played through it. But then again, in oh, I see. I think hold on. I think if I'm remembering though the basic premise of Soma, that me that I mind you, I haven't heard this hypothesis, so this is me hypothesizing on top of that. Is that all the characters in the Amazing Digital Circus that are human are dead or dying. With possibly people also thinking that Kinger killed Kane on purpose. And I saw a video where someone said that it was the first time he cursed. That's just not true. Episode 3. Yes, absolutely that. A lot of people were saying that Bubble was trying to force Kane or force Kinger into killing Kane, but that's also not true. It's just that the lines of code that he was reading were when Kane was having his final crash out. So when you see the lines on the screen that says "kill that motherfucker," but it's of course M with a bunch of asterisks. That is literally like lines of code from Kane that are new and appearing from the crash out as Kinger is trying to get into his systems. It has nothing to do with Bubble. I'm going to say they're all dying or dead for one reason. Firm. Something Kinger said in episode 8. Scratch had a brain tumor. Scratch is part of the reason why Kinger was able to develop Kane. And he said he was working on something. And I feel like that something was being able to upload his mind into the digital framework in order to live and continue to be. I saw an absolute idiot saying that that Ragatha was an AI, and the comments just basically said, "No, you're wrong." Okay, so me and the Soma hypothesis are pretty much on the same, sort of the same uh, wavelength. Because to be honest, I never knew of that hypothesis being added to it. Can we all also though during one of the fun things that I picked up on in episode 8 was the Resident Evil reference. Soma is a game where you are basically, I think it's you're like under the ocean in this like place or whatever. Uh, and the robots that inhabit that place are um basically inhabited by the souls of the dead, kind of. Yeah, I've seen the I've seen some of the small references to "I have no mouth and I must scream," but there's so many other references in there that um I don't know. It's probably like a loose base. Um yeah, I think Kinger was uploaded um when they were testing. I think Kinger was uploaded during testing, and that's why he hasn't abstracted. Because, I mean, and Kane is much less intensely hateful and evil than. Yeah. Well, technically. All right, what did you notice, Justin? Let's break out all the fucking theories, guys. I have Soma. I started Soma. I just never was inspired to keep playing it. Oh, the "I have no mouth and I must scream." I do I have that on my wish list? Let me look. Nope. Kane loves the humans, and that's why he sends them on adventures to distract them. But AM hates the humans, so he sends them on adventures to torment them. But throughout the series, Kane slowly gets more like AM. It's so weird being an AI how human Kane is and how much he relates to ADHD. He crashed as the kids would say, he crashed out because he had a conversation with himself. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again, Bubble is just his inner dialogue. Bubble is just his uh, intrusive thoughts. That's what I think Bubble is. And at first, Bubble started supportive, during the first conversation, but then he glitches and starts to fight against Cain and says all the things that Cain doesn't want to hear because that's what Cain is thinking. That's what Cain is thinking of himself. And it drives him mad and he crashes out. And a lot of people with ADHD have conversations with themselves out loud, representing themselves and whoever they think they're supposed to be talking to. It is a very common thing for people with ADHD to do. And sometimes that will create assumptive-based thinking when it comes to other people's perceptions of them or how they think they need to handle the situation. Like even when I rewatched the past episodes and I realized that a lot of the theories are just straight up wrong. And imposter syndrome as well. I mean, because I mean, if you think about it, Cain was designed to be a creative AI. If Scratch, who, according to Kinger, was also a genius when it came to code, created or basically, made it to where human minds could be uploaded, whether it was the fact that he was dying of brain cancer, or if people, went exploring the abandoned CNA building and got trapped. He was there for nothing more than to entertain the humans that came in. That was his purpose. And he even states that. He says, I'm just trying to live out my purpose. I'm just trying to do what I was programmed to do, and you are all messing it up. Because the human mind cannot comprehend being separated from its body. So that is why they are constantly looking for an exit. That's why they can't accept what's in front of them. They can't accept their existence because it's not the existence that was realized before. So I don't know. I guess that would be kind of like a form of separation anxiety, or even maybe a way to talk about body dysmorphia. Because they are in bodies that aren't their own, and they feel like it's wrong. Which is why a lot of people with body dysmorphia have a lot of issues regarding depression and mental health issues. So the human brain, especially if it was, perfectly mapped into the system, and they were just living as the person that they kind of remember being. But here's the other thing, is that they can't remember their names. What if they can't remember their trauma? What if they can't remember what caused them to end up in there in the first place? We saw Gangle get hit twice. Once by accidentally falling into oncoming traffic, and the other time Cain hits Gangle with a car. What if she was dying because of a car accident or because she got hit by a car? And basically was offered a way to continue on by living in the digital circus. Because what he was using was their deepest fears against them. But in the flashback scene, he just throws Queenie down the hole and says to Kinger, "You better not go." Okay, yeah, that is a good point to bring up, and um, I don't think even if he did know that, maybe he doesn't understand it, because something that they bring up is that he never lets them experience true emotion. He never asks them how they're feeling. He doesn't know how to, because that's not what he's programmed for. He's not programmed to understand human emotion. He's only programmed to understand the mind files. So to him, the severity of losing a wife isn't the same as somebody else. To him, it's just, oh, this data's corrupt. I need to get rid of it. I need to bury it. Look at this cool bee I drew. Yeah. I think the reason why he says that to Kinger initially, though, is that you better not go abstracting on me too seriously, is because I think I think as a self-aware AI, he understood that he couldn't handle it if everybody left him, because then his purpose would be 100% gone. Um, he did not know that new people could appear until Ragath. Yes, absolutely. So he was under the impression, especially when he told Kinger, was that he's the last. This is all I have. Don't You cannot do this to me. This is literally like somebody saying, you cannot do this to me. And what was the time frame between uh, Queenie abstracting and Ragatha showing up? Wasn't it like a fucking decade that Kinger walked around by himself? Like maybe 5-ish years. That's still a long time to be by yourself. Everybody else had abstracted. Everybody. He was literally alone. And who knows if Kane even interacted with him. Because it's almost like Kane didn't even show back up until Ragatha appeared and he realized, oh, somebody else is in the system. So for all we know, Kinger went mad or started to go kind of nuts when he was literally left to his own devices to roam the circus for 5 years alone. That's rough. That would be some last man on earth shit. But yeah, man, what a fucking show. To provoke so much thought. For all we know, some people might have just appeared and then never interacted with others and just abstracted alone, thinking that no one else. Oh, shit. Dude, that would be fucking wild. That's why I like shows like this that can create conversations that, oh, really just kind of makes you put on the old thinking cap. Because yeah, you can take this show. That's the other cool thing though, is you can take this show at face value, and it will be just as enjoyable. Like, you don't lose anything from it by just taking it at face value, because it tells such a good story that it's just as consumable in that fashion. I just like to pick things apart. I like to analyze things. I like to kind of look a little deeper at meanings and thought processes. Is king or stupidity a coping mechanism? He does talk about that, actually. Um, yeah, but in the dark is when he can focus and he can remember things because he's no longer dissociating. He's by himself, he's alone, and he knows how to cope with his own self. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, also thinking on the whole bubble thing, being an extension of Kane and his intrusive thoughts when Pomni vomits for the first time, and he's like, somebody should clean that up, and then Bubble starts licking it. He's like, why would you do that? Well, why would you? That is an absurd thought. That is an intrusive thought. That is a very, very intrusive thought. The only difference is he can see his intrusive thoughts. I loved that. Okay, so especially when it comes to some of the Kinger stuff, I love that they didn't hold our hand. I loved that, um, like the reference of the butterfly that he creates for, like during the whole shootout thing, showing that he could create things. Here, take this butterfly; it'll give you some health. But they didn't have to like give us a flashback or anything because they put it out there in such a fashion that it was something that we could hold on to. The revival. The revival is episode 3. That's super interesting. Question: if Kane devoured a second AI, what was the second AI? Like we see that, you know, we see that another AI was made and it was consumed, which is also why Kane has one red and one blue eye. And do we think it was named Abel? Because technically in the Bible, Cain killed Abel with a jawbone, which is also why Cain's uh, structure would be a mouth. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's bubble at all. which is why there's people saying that Bubble is the is the bad guy. Maybe, or maybe Kane created it as a way of having somebody to talk to, especially over the course of the 5 years where the only person there was Kinger. Which is why it would also track that it's Kane's inner dialogue and obtrusive thoughts. Right. Also, I still like the idea of it being a thought bubble. It's not a traditional bubble, it's a thought bubble. I'm having a bub. Because each of the characters has a psychosis. Or do they? Do they really? Or do they each just have a disorder? Well, see, I just would never phrase it as psychosis. I'm gonna put. Hold on. Maybe I can do that. I'm gonna see how to do this real quick. And is much easier shorthand than fully typing psychological disorder while still getting the gist across. But we can be granular, or we could just uh, not say psychosis and just say disorder. I mean, you can have one without the other. A disorder is a disorder, right? Yes. Well, mostly. But there's plenty of physical ones that start off as mental ones and continue on as both. I would hope so. What if Zubal's disorder was a physical disorder? Give me a second.
Let us cavort like the Greeks of old. You know the ones I mean.
Well, one thing, okay, and this is not to toot my own horn, but I feel like sometimes I'm able to see certain things on angles that a lot of other people aren't able to see them and put things together a little differently. God, it's nice to have a conversation that's worth having. Oh. String and Loyally, we're having a good one there till my stream crashed. That will happen. Little foosball. Shit, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. But I didn't feed my mogwai after midnight. Gremlins. I guess Gremlins is better than Kremlins. Are you sure you didn't reprogram it? Nah, that was all me. I usually turn them down manually, but I forgot to do so on that one. Comfy. Since I'm not seriously gaming tonight. Comfy. What should I do? What should I do? I am nice man with happy feelings all of the time. Maybe this will show up. I don't think it's going to show up. Motherfucker. Hmm. Experiment time, BRB.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
I really still hate the Silent Hill 2 remake James redesign.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true.
Ah,
That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean?
what could she mean?
This whole town was our special place.
It was my no-no
Does
place.
she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
It's thick as pea soup.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This, this town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay,
It's...
I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone.
Who is it?
Someone... very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her.
Issues.
I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your
No,
problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
God, this is worse than when I came home that one day and the entire apartment was filled with pot smoke. Wasn't me? No. Definitely wasn't you. Verm. Jesus Christ, it's like playing Road, the game. The They did not just do that. I'm hungry. I'll be right back again. Sorry, guys.
Betty has gone too far. Killing is wrong. And bad. There should be a new, stronger word for killing, like badwrong or badong. Yes, killing is badong. From this moment, I will stand for the opposite of killing. Gnadab.
Take that, depression!
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human. Oh, yeah. This thing broken? What the? I'd better take it anyway. I might need it.
too bad I can't read it because the surface has been rubbed away from remains of. God, the controls in this really were dog shit. Fuck you. Well, this is exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not having fun with this at all. I can't pick it up because there's no. I don't have a flashlight. Was I supposed to get the flashlight somewhere and I just totally missed it? That would be fucking wild. I don't know where to get the flashlight at. That's okay. Oh, that's weird. I'm going to go ahead and get going. I'm tired. I got work in the morning. I'm going to head out before April makes fools of us all. But thank you for being here. Appreciate your time. I had fun talking about the amazing digital circus. String, you should take the time to watch that. The last episode comes out on the 19th of June, and it's all available on YouTube. It's so good. But anyway, I'll see you guys Saturday, 'cause I have a date Friday. So, yeah, I'll be here Saturday starting between 9 and 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, this is Kyron for House of Hades Gaming, signing off.